Before we hop into this JP versus Global thing when it comes to last night's top grossing, I just want to say, I hope you're having a great day. I genuinely mean that. Now, to avoid miscommunication or to avoid putting words into the mouths of people who didn't say them, I would really appreciate it if you just gave me some time, listen to what I have to say, and at the end of this, or after I make my point, then you can go in the comments, type whatever you want to type, and then I'm going to give you the same time that you gave me. I promise you that, right? Especially if you disagree with what I'm going to say in this video. I always welcome a difference of opinion. It's human, it is what it is. But before you disagree with me, let me get my point across instead of, pausing the video or, not letting me finish my point, because what you say may end up being contradictory to what I say because I didn't finish my point just yet, right? So, just let me say what I gotta say, and then I'll give you the same time. I promise you that, right? Now, when it comes to last night's top grossing, I need everyone to understand a few things, right? First, there really is two issues here, right? One issue, which everyone is chunking this up to be, which is just not, right, is the unfair treatment between Global and JP Dokkan. Does that exist? 100%. Should it exist? No. But does it exist? Yes. That is one issue. That is not this issue at hand. This current issue at hand is how they calculate top grossing, right? Top grossing, let me see if I can, did I click on this? Yeah. So top grossing is calculated differently between Global and JP Dokkan. That is the issue we are currently dealing with. This is not an unequal treatment of Global and JP, which I'll get to a little bit later. I'm also going to read the comments under this and answer a few of these comments here just to clarify a few things. I'll get to that at the end of the video, but I just want to get my point across first, right? So the issue, again, for this specific case is not the unfair treatment between Global and JP. It does exist, but that's not what we're talking about here. Right now, we're talking about how they calculate top grossing for JP compared to Global. Should that be different? No. Should Global and JP get the same top grossing rewards for the same celebration at the same exact time? Yes, 100%. But the fact is, that is not the way this works. For JP Dokkan, they only have to hit top grossing in one region, which is Japan, right? And once they hit that, they get their top grossing rewards. For Global Dokkan, as you guys can see here, we get 7 Dragon Stones for every single region or place that we hit top grossing in. So shout out to France, because France is the only reason why we got top grossing here. So if we get top grossing in 10 different places, that is 70 Dragon Stones we're going to get. So actually, the potential on Global is a lot higher than JP. It just doesn't really matter because we don't really see that often, right? So again, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, the issue is how they calculate top grossing here. Should it be this way? No. I feel like with these, when it comes to simultaneous celebrations, at least if JB gets 30, we should get 30. If they get 100, we should get 100. I think that's just honestly fair. Maybe when Global and JP are doing their separate things, then yeah, calculate it like this. I don't really care, right? But when it comes to simultaneous celebrations, I agree that this should not be the way they handle top grossing. This is the issue at hand. Now let's talk about the overarching chunking up issue of the unfair treatment between Global and JP Dokkan, right? And what I really need you to understand, and I mean this respectfully, I don't mean any disrespect, I need everyone to understand that Global and JP will never always be treated equally. And what I mean by that is Global will have their W's, right? I play Global, I love Global. Global will have their W's, and JP most of the time will have their W's. Should it be that way? No, I agree with you. Is that unfair? Yes, I agree with you. At the end of the day, it is what it is, and at the end of the day, they're not going to stop doing that. I'm pretty sure people at Dokkan have heard our cries or have seen that. The fact is, they don't care. So you honestly have 3 options, and again, I mean this respectfully. Either you quit Dokkan altogether, you just play JP Dokkan, or you just continue playing Global. Those are your only options, right? If you're going to continue playing Global, what is the point of complaining? What is the point of arguing about it? It's gonna stay the way it is. So, and I think a big portion too is just expectation, right? Please understand that Global will not always be treated the same as JP. So don't look at what JP gets and expect the same thing, right? when I play Dokkan, I didn't expect top grossing for part 2, right? I honestly, to be completely honest with you, when we head into celebrations, I don't even expect us to receive the same easy A's that JP gets. And I genuinely mean that, which means when we do get those easy A's, I'm excited. I'm happy about it, right? I'm not like, okay, yeah, we better get it, right? I'm not entitled. We better get it, right? Because that's not true. Global can always hold anything back. A few years ago when S-Tier Kefla released, they held back the easy A's for AGL Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla and Physical Berserk Kale. I was really upset about that. And that's when I learned, what if I just manage my expectations? If I never expect that anymore, then how could you ever be upset at a game, right? You can't, because you didn't expect it. So when I uploaded this video, I was excited. We got top grossing. But everyone in the comments, many people in the comments, majority of the people in the comments were not excited, because they were comparing what JP got and said this must be a joke, right? Again, the issue here is more so, you know, the what's it called, the way they calculate top grossing. But I need you to understand, moving forward, if you continue to expect fair treatment, you're going to always be disappointed. Why would you do that to yourself? I'm telling you right now, that's the way it is. So you shouldn't go about playing Dokkan that way. Just keep that in mind. So you either play JP, quit global, or just continue playing the game and just, you know, whatever, you know, you understand my point, right? Let's read these comments now. So Kane says, ridiculous. People say global system is better because we have the potential to get more, but that never happens. Our top grossing has always been a shaft. We wait days and still get less than JP. So the thing with we wait days, right? I see this a lot too. Again, because JP has to hit it in one place, it's very, very, very easy to hit top grossing, boom, we got it, go ahead and give up stones, right? On global, it doesn't work the same. We wait days because there's so many different regions that we have to calculate and take into consideration over a certain period of time. It's not the same. It is not the same at all. Should it be that way? You can argue that. I'm not going to sit here and say I completely disagree with Kane, but I'm telling you, there's a difference, right? I don't want it to seem like I'm siding with Dokkan. I'm telling you, I disagree with the way they're handling top grossing. I disagree that Global and JP get treated differently, but I'm telling you, it is what it is, and I'm not condoning it, because I would love for it to change. I'm for it to change, but I'm on the side of the stick that understands that after 8 years, nothing's gonna change. Now, could it change? Yes, I would love for it to change, but will it change? Most likely not. You know what? I'm not even expecting it to change. My expectation is that it will not change, so that when it does, I'm very excited, extremely excited. Does that make sense? This is one reason I don't trust why Global and JP don't both get the same top gross. Yeah, I agree. When it comes to Golden Week, right? Worldwide celebration. When it comes to the Saiyan Day, right? Heroes. If we ever hit top grossing when Global and JP are sharing a celebration, it should be the same rewards regardless. If you call this an W, I hate to see an L. We don't care about 7 stones. I care about the box space. Yeah, I care more about actually, I care more about the box space too. Not gonna lie. But yeah. So again, when it comes to this, I agree. It's better than nothing, right? It's a fact that is better than nothing, and that some people would go in the comments and say, you know, I might as well have gotten nothing. Like, to me, like, I don't know. It just shows that, like, you're not really appreciative, right? Or that maybe you've been too spoiled by Dokkan in the past. I feel like the less you expect, the happier you're going to be with what you get. You play expecting a lot. In my personal opinion, in my experience, when you expect a lot, you're going to be disappointed. You're going to be upset more. It's just not. And this is just outside of Dokkan too, right? In life, generally everywhere, the more you expect, the more disappointed you're going to be. The more negative energy you're going to be carrying around. Why? Expect less. That's it. If you don't expect anyone to give you anything, then when someone gives you something, you're going to be really appreciative of that. It's not a great way, in my opinion, to go about things. But again, that's just whatever. If they're gonna keep doing 4 banners per a major celebration, they need to start giving more free stones, even if that means making the way to get them more difficult. So I agree with this, right? 4 banners per celebration. The amount of new units are the same, right? So before, last year's worldwide was 6 new units. This year's worldwide was also 6 new units. It's just split into 4 banners instead of 3, right? So I agree. If they're going to make summoning or choosing to summon harder, the amount of free stones needs to go up dramatically per celebration. If it's 100 before, it needs like 200, 250 plus per celebration. Maybe not per celebration, but during these big celebrations, it needs to be a ton of stones to make it easier for free players, especially because again, we care about free players. I know a lot of players who spend a lot of money don't think about the free players, but I listen. I used to be a free-to-play player who really get upset when I get shafted, so I understand the pain of being a completely free-to-play player. And there's a lot of people in this community cannot spend money in this game, so we have to think about them too, right? So if you're going to drop 4 banners instead of 3, it is extremely important to drop more free-to-play stones to try and compensate and allow those other players more chances to summon on all of these other banners, right? I just loved how balanced they made Global and JP. One of them totally doesn't get shafted every dang time. Yeah, again, this is it's the way it is. So for you to expect anything else, I'm not saying you specifically, Zai. I'm just saying for you to expect anything else, generally speaking, you're actually just playing yourself, right? Okay, so let's go. 7 stones. Can't wait to do my single. At this point, I feel like they should never do join Worldwide Celebration again. Just release those LRs at each version pace. No point in doing joined when the main stuff are all different. Banners are different. Events are different. Awards are different. The differences just cause unnecessary morale damage to the community. Honestly, I agree and disagree. I understand what they're saying, right? I think expectation is what causes the morale damage, right? Banners are different only because, right, different units release at different times. But speaking of banner differences, Global actually took a massive W in that department, right? Global took a massive W in that department. You want to know why? Let me actually go to, does this take me to the celebration? It does. So part 2, right? This is the part 2 banner for Global Dokkan. If it's gonna load here. Yeah, so this was the part 2 banner for Global Dokkan. This was the JP banner, right? So JP got an older LR featured on their banner compared to Global, who got a more recent LR. No one's talking about this. I mean, again, many people are happy about this, but this is a massive W. I pulled this unit for the first time during this celebration. So this is a massive, 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 massive W. The banners are different, yes, but in Global Dokkan's favor this time, right? So I feel like saying they should never do a joint celebration again because, like, top grossing is different and there's a slight difference in banner. I don't think that's true. I don't agree with that, right? I think there's a lot of hype with joint celebrations, and I think getting things at the same time is extremely, extremely hype, and we can really appreciate that because Global and JP aren't really on the same schedule all the time, right? So when they do become the same, or when they do hop on the same schedule, things are very, very hype in my opinion. I like the way Dokkan is currently doing their things. I wouldn't agree with this, but I can understand that many things are different, right? It's just, it's not that serious, I think. Took your advice and logged in. Yeah, so this guy got lucky with the signal, so GGC, man. It kind of sucks that we're only getting 7 stones for top grossing when in the past we've gone up to like 30, but it's nice of them to give us any stones at all, I guess. So I'll take the free single summon or the free 7 stones. At the end of the day, you are 43 stones closer to doing another multi. Whether you think 43 is still a high number, you are still closer, which means that the next multi you do after you get that 43 could be the multi that you pull the new unit on, and then you're not gonna be upset then, are you? Good? Like, no, you're not gonna be upset. And I know many people were really upset with top grossing, did a single and pulled some hype unit, and they weren't mad anymore, right? So again, it makes you question, why are you really upset? You know, I don't know. The only new units I pulled on banners, okay, log in right after the time. Logged in right at the time during my time zone before seeing the video, right when the top grossing came in, and 7 stones is kind of disappointing, but hey, free stones are free stones. I agree. Thanks for letting everyone know to log in. So when it comes to things like this too, it's like we get 1 stone every single day, right? It takes this 7 stones. You can look at it as just a week of logging in. No one complains about the 1 stone we get every single day, right? It's trash amount of stones. I agree. Again, terrible comparison to make. But what I'm trying to get across is that at the end of the day, this is free stones. It's free. It's free. No payment, no, it's free stones for the entire global Dokkan community, free Kais, free orbs, whatever else was in there, right? Free box space. Massive W. Box space, by the way, massive W. So it's free stones. They did not have to give it out, and they did. Should have been more? Yes, but it wasn't. So there's no point of us really harping on that. The box space is the true W. Yes, I agree. It's not that deep. I agree. That this part 2 did much more. This part 2 did much more better than the part 2 of last year's Worldwide Celebration. Part 2 of last year got no stones because banners were garbage. I'd rather get something than nothing, if I'm being honest. I agree. People are complaining and overreacting too much. I absolutely agree. Last year's. Can I actually go to last year's celebration? Let's go to global celebrations. Last year's celebration, right? I think that's like an amazing point to bring up, actually. Where is the Worldwide Celebration? For Nemeko Kung Fu Power Frieza. Part 2 didn't get top grossing at all. So we got nothing at all for this banner. And then when we do get top grossing, people complain. Like, at what point are you just satisfied, right? Like, if we got 28 stones, would you still be livid that we didn't get 30? And if not, then question, what are you really upset about? I don't know. Again, many of these comments just say the same thing over and over again, which is fine because, you know, I mean, people are just voicing their opinions, and again, I appreciate it. I don't agree that it's a global shaft. I agree that it's better than nothing. A global shaft would have been getting top grossing and not getting rewarded. That would have been a massive global shaft. I agree with you there. But this wasn't a global shaft. We are getting what we deserve, in a sense, in the sense that 7 stones for top grossing per region. We hit 1 region, we get 7 stones. It's just automatic at this place. There is no shaft here. This has been the system for quite some time. This is global Dokkan is being very consistent, right? Very consistent. 1 region, 7 stones. 2 regions, 14 stones. 3 regions, 21 stones, right? Anniversary is a little bit different, right? They gave a ton of stones for top grossing, so that's a little different, but again, it should be different, but it's just the way it is. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Again, if you're upset, 3 options: quit Dokkan, play JP, or just continue playing and just eat it, right? Should those be your options? Maybe not, right? I'm not gonna sit here and argue every single little thing. It's just it's important to me that everyone knows that this is going to continue. Maybe they change it, but don't expect it. That's the key. Maybe they change it, but don't expect it. Because when they do, you'll be very happy. Very happy. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. And peace.